All right, so we wanted to get into the Commanders. Pete Prisco has his top 100 players list of 2023, and I'm getting this from our friends at Hogs Haven.
The thing about Pete has taken a bit of a heel turn, or I don't know what because he used to be very, very anti-Skins / Commanders.
Yep.
But lately he's been a little bullish, so this might not be as awful as you had thought.
Yeah. So do you care to guess how many players made the list and who those players are?
I haven't seen the list. I'm going to guess 3.
All right, you have Jason's with 3.
Can I give you my guesses?
Sure,
And these
please
are
do.
These are obvious.
Yep.
McLaurin.
Okay, you have McLaurin on the list. Yep.
J.A.
Not John Orville, Jonathan Allen.
And then I will say D.P.
All right, Deron Payne.
You're right on one of them.
All right.
Really?
Those are the same 3 that I have down.
JP also with 3.
So they only got 1 out of 100?
Payne and Allen are honorable mention.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
But he does have another commander in his top 100.
Yep, made the list at number 85.
So McLaurin makes it, and then this one's a little surprising, but I do think this is an excellent player.
So I'll go Cam Curl.
Cameron Curl.
Really?
So he has Terry McLaurin at 68, and he has Cameron Curl, who makes the list at number 85.
Okay.
Well, that's why they're not a
did not
great
expect
team.
that.
Because
I mean, you have to have more elite players
Well,
to be a good team.
in comparison, the Eagles had, let me count, I mean, it's a pretty long list. Looks to be 8 or 9 players on the list. Lane Johnson, Jalen Hurts at 31, Jason Kelsey, A.J. Brown, Jordan Mailata, Hassan Reddick, Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Darius Slay.
All right, now
9
Devontae
players.
Smith, he's fine. I'm surprised he's a top 100 player.
You're surprised hold on. You're surprised he's a top 100 player?
He had good
Did
numbers.
you see his numbers from last year?
I'd have
Go
to
look at his
them
numbers.
compared to other receivers.
He was a stud last year.
I think he was good.
He had like 90-some catches. I think he might have had 10 end zone trips, 9 or 10.
Well, 7 receptions. I'm not sure how many rushing.
Okay.
all right, so let's.
But he had 1,200 yards. He had 95 catches, 1,200
I
yards.
mean, that's a pretty damn good season.
If they did this list next year,
Mm-hmm.
so you give our guys another year to mature,
Some seasoning.
who could potentially? I think Dotson could potentially be
I
on
think
the
Dotson
list.
could crack that list.
He could potentially. Now, it would take a great year.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have to basically double his production from last year, but I think he could
He's
potentially.
got to stay healthy.
Well, he's got to
Can't
have
miss 5 or 6 games.
Where's Devontae Smith on the list?
69.
69th.
All right, so he would have to have that type of year.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's only 1 slot behind McLaurin. See, I think McLaurin's far better than Devontae Smith.
I think they're
Why?
Well, Devontae Smith has this better quarterback, a better system, a better coach. He's got better everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Terry McLaurin was in that spot, he would be better than Devontae Smith.
So Devontae Smith, who won the Heisman Trophy, is only good because his quarterback is good?
No, I think he's a good player. He only averaged
I think
12.6
he
yards
and
per
Terry
catch.
McLaurin are pretty comparable.
I
think
like
they're-
A.J. Brown better than Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith is
A.J.
one of
Brown's a lot
the,
higher.
he's one of the fastest receivers at his position. And when he gets the ball, he's unbelievable. I mean, he's great in open
Interesting to
space.
note, though, Chase Young,
Mm-hmm.
not in the top 100, which is obvious.
Right.
Not an honorable mention. I mean, he's just nothing.
Who are we talking about? I'm sorry.
Chase Young.
Chase Young,
I'm
the
assuming
guy that
Mon-
went number 2 in the
Well, I mean,
draft.
I'm
How
assuming Montez Sweat's in the same.
Montez in the
boat.
same
How
boat.
could you rank him top 100? I mean, if you're Pete Prisco, you don't even really consider him. He wouldn't even be game consideration.
The only other guy I'm looking at that has potential to be on this list, I'd say, would be Dotson. Maybe Montez could make honorable mention if he had like 10 sacks or something.
Montez or Chase
Possibly,
Young
yeah.
as edge
Chase,
rushers.
I've given up on Chase.
What's interesting because I thought
How about Tress?
I doubt they put
They don't
in
put
any
any punters in there?
I don't
kickers
know.
in
I don't
there.
know.
I mean,
Punters-
Tress is an all NFL punter. I mean, he's as good as it gets.
so.
Tress has potential.
Do you think Jonathan Allen had a good year last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Payne's was slightly better, right?
Well, this is what's interesting.
Payne had far more sacks.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Prisco's 2022 list of top 100 players. Jonathan Allen, 61. So he went from 61 to out on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he had a
a
really good year, which is
I think
interesting.
the stats just went down. Like he had a higher sack total 2 seasons.
I mean,
yeah,
who
but
knows what
he's
he's
an
basing
interior
this off
lineman.
of?
It's not all about sacks for
I
interior
know, but-
linemen.
Yeah, I don't understand
True,
that.
but
I
I
mean,
think that helps your case.
It doesn't hurt to have sacks from the inside.
And I remember us doing a topic on this last year and us being befuddled because he had Chase Young at 67.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, last year, Jonathan Allen had 7.5 sacks. The year before, he had 9.
Yeah, but he did have a solid. I mean, those guys
Sure.
are awesome.
Moving on to the Cowboys, they have 4 players make the list. Micah Parsons at number 8, Zach
he's a
Martin
beast.
at 25, CeeDee Lamb comes in at number 48, and Stephon Gilmore, who I kind of now think is as an old guy, but I guess he's still effective, comes in at number 75 on the list. The Giants had 3 players make the list. Andrew Thomas, offensive lineman, I believe. Dexter Lawrence, who just inked a big deal as a defensive lineman. He comes in at 34, and he has Saquon Barkley at 54 on this list.
So not super impressive. I mean, Giants only have 3. We had 2. The Giants have 3. Cowboys have 4. I mean, we're kind of in the same realm. It seems like by the Eagles, it's the Eagles and everybody else, right?
Well,
In terms of
they are
top-tier
the Super
talent?
Bowl
In
In
champions
our
and the
division,
NFC.
it's the Eagles and everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still has Dalvin Cook in the top 100 and Alvin Kamara. And Kamara, when healthy, obviously very dynamic. But I'm kind of surprised. Now, he had him down on the list, 88.
Both of those guys on a high-stakes fantasy team with my man
Yeah,
Mikey Botts,
yeah.
they sank our team.
Right. You're kind of basing it on
Cook and
fantasy
Kamara.
numbers, but
Yeah.
if you had to do a top 100, I think you just based on talent, I think you still have to put those guys in it.
Right.
What are they?
But it's one person's opinion.
What are they?
EB,
Pete's
here's
opinion.
another guy's potential to be top
Potential.
100
Go ahead.
just because of the position. Sam Howell.
Believe me, I thought it, but I didn't have the courage
You didn't
to
want to say it out loud.
I didn't have the courage to say it, and it's
Top
still
100?
a stretch. It's still
It's
a
a
stretch.
very much
That
a
is a
stretch,
stretch.
but
He would have to play
who's the lowest? Who's the quarterback
Justin
in the
Fields,
top
I
100 is the
believe.
lowest?
I believe Justin Fields is the lowest.
So he made the
quarterback.
list in the top 100.
Right.
Yep.
I'm just saying, I don't expect it to happen.
Mike.
I don't think.
Mike
78.
wants to chime in.
Yeah, there's one person I wouldn't be surprised to make the list next year. Brian Robinson. I mean, he missed 5 games this past year, and he still rushed for 800 yards.
He did, but didn't he average like 3.7
I'm gonna
yards
have
per carry
to
or something?
put the brakes on that. I can't.
What did he
put
rush for?
a
What was his
plodding
yards per
running back
carry?
in my top
He
100?
ran 205 times for 800 yards.
I know. So what is that? Like
It's about-
3.9?
Yeah, like right around 4.
Yes, 3.9 yards per carry.
Yeah. Maybe.
With the whopping
Well, he's
listen,
got to score
touchdowns.
touchdowns. If he's scoring
Maybe.
touchdowns,
I like your
I'll give it to him.
optimism.
But maybe
you have
with-
youthful enthusiasm.
Maybe with EB,
You're like what we call young
Some,
and dumb.
some might call it naivete.
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah. I like
with
that.
EB2, you'll get more touchdowns from Brian Robinson.
Yeah, I feel like Brian Robinson is just solid.
Yes.
But, beyond that,
Yeah,
let's
I mean,
not get
if he
crazy.
how many
cracks top
rushing
100.
touchdowns did he have last year? 3, 4?
No,
Two.
you know what?
2?
I'll give you another one that could be on the list next year.
Yikes.
Forbes.
That's a
If
good
Forbes
one.
is as
He
good
could.
as
Yeah.
advertised.
If he's a game changer,
I mean, he's going to
ball
start
type.
day one. If he stays healthy, let's say he intercepts 5
or
to
6.
7 balls.
Yeah, I
5
can
to
see
7
that.
seems aggressive,
Is
but
that aggressive?
I mean-
is that aggressive? 5 to 7?
I mean,
They're probably going to
pick-
pick on a rookie.
7 picks as a rookie. How many guys in the league had 7 picks
I don't even
last
know if
year?
the team
No, I
had 7
mean, it's-
interceptions last year.
Well,
I mean,
But he's saying if he has that, then
if
he
he
could
has
jump in.
7 picks, he's on that list next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would guarantee that.
Yeah. Well, I don't
He'd be
even
on-
know what is a league leader in interceptions? 10? Is that a lot?
I mean, I can
That's
look it up
probably
from
too
last
much.
year.
Is that too much?
10 in a season seems like just
maybe
a boatload.
maybe that's crazy. For some reason, I'm feeling like back in the day that was like a number. No?
Diggs
Like
from
top
Dallas.
corner?
I
had a
think
lot.
so.
Diggs from Dallas had a lot.
Yeah, he usually does. Do you have 10? I'm not sure.
Maybe that's aggressive.
As a
Maybe a league
team-
leader would be like 7.
As a team, the Commanders had 9 interceptions last year.
Well, I mean that's why they targeted him.
Well, your rookie
The-
of the year, Sauce Gardner, had 2.
Well,
did
2022
target.
regular season
6 was
interception
the
leader 6.
6 was your leader.
Justin
Okay, so
Simmons.
if he had 4, it would be a great year. If he had 4.
Drabs guy Tariq Woolen was tied for the lead with 6 with 3 other
Okay,
guys.
so 6 is the leader.
Yeah,
If
was
he
a
has
rookie.
5
What
or
about the year before? Could you have the? Could you
I
just click?
can
change
probably
the year?
look it up.
Diggs had 11 the year before.
Diggs had a monster year.
Okay.
Year before.
But he was also getting burnt all the time.
I
It was
know,
very
Right. He was
confusing.
feast or famine.
I would
type
say,
of guy.
yeah, usually in a normal
All right,
year,
so
it's probably
4
8 to
years.
10 probably lead.
That's what I would think. But let's just say if he has 4 interceptions,
Oh, it's a great rookie campaign. With
Yeah.
4 or 5. I mean,
and I
that's
would think they're
huge.
going to challenge him.
Look, it's not surprising that a mediocre team, and that's what the Commanders are, don't have many elite players
But I would
Because
say
if you
this.
have elite players, you're better than mediocre.
I would say this. So we had 2 in there, Curl and Terry. And then we had Payne and Allen, honorable mention. That's basically top 100. So we basically have 4. I'm going to say we basically have 4. Cowboys had 4.
They
Giants
had 4.
had 3.
Giants had 3.
I know, but
Eagles had 9.
If you apply the same logic, how many Cowboys are an honorable mention?
Hopefully 0.